Well, I want to talk about a newspaper article that was in the New York Times today, headline front page, breast biopsies not foolproof. This was in today's Journal of the American Medical Association. And it says, a significant number of women who have biopsies are told they have cancer, and they don't. A significant number of women who have breast biopsies are told they don't have breast cancers, and they do. All right? And so this is why I keep telling people you need to get 5 different opinions before you let doctors do surgery on you, or chemotherapy, or radiation, before you get all these expensive tests that have a lot of radiation, CAT scans, MRIs, that kind of stuff. Then, according to the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General, which is the auditors for the Department of Health and Human Services, came out in November of 2010 and said each month medical doctors send seniors into hospitals for tests, which kill 15,000 seniors every month. That's 180,000 a year, who are sent in for unnecessary tests and minor procedures. A couple of examples, very famous ones. We're talking about Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes, Dick Clark from the American Bandstand. And then we had Neil Armstrong, our top astronaut, Joan Rivers, famous woman comedian. She was 81 years old. They anesthetized her to check her throat for her voice changing. And this was in a storefront clinic with no backup, nothing there. They just anesthetized her. I mean, this was like doing brain surgery in a Walmart checkout lane. I mean, what a crazy thing. And then, of course, I want you to get a hold of the books, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Chromotherapy, because I want you to learn how to do your own laboratory work. You can do the same lab test. You can go to a pharmacy without a prescription, get the same lab tests, dipsticks, and test strips your doctor will use for blood tests, urine tests, also the equivalence of a colonoscopic exam with an occult blood test or a FIT test, an acronym for fecal immunochemical test, for a total of $4.50. We're talking about $1.50 for each test, okay? Actually, the urine test is a multi-stick. It'll do about 8 to 12 tests for $1.50, okay? And doctors make their living from testing for and treating breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, and bone marrow cancers and others. I'll tell you a quick story here. This is a true story. It happened a year ago. One of our associates, been with us a long time, very, very well-respected associate in Youngevity, called me really upset, said that her husband had been diagnosed with bone marrow cancer, multiple myeloma, and he was only given a month to live. It was really advanced and very, very bad. And I said, send me a copy of all the lab work, because they hadn't gotten a second opinion. So they sent me all the lab work, and I looked, and I had the disc of their MRIs and everything. And I said, well, all I can see is osteoporosis of his spine with a lot of bone spurs in every vertebrae, and so I'm sure he's got all this pain. But I don't find the bone marrow biopsy. And so she called the office and says, well, they didn't do one. They just made the diagnosis of bone marrow cancer from all the other clinical information and symptoms. Well, so you can't make a diagnosis of bone marrow cancer without a bone marrow biopsy. And so what I determined was that her husband had what's called myelosclerosis or myelofibrosis, which is a type of variation on osteoporosis where the bone marrow cavity gets filled up with bone matrix, the connective tissue that makes up mostly your bone volume. When you have osteoporosis, your bone's trying to maintain some strength and architecture, so it fills that cavity up with bone matrix, a connective tissue, and it squeezes out the red blood cell, and the white blood cell, and the platelet-making cells. And so they get anemic and so forth. And all you have to do is get them on a program that's going to deal with the osteoporosis and the anemia, and encourages stem cell growth with the the bone marrow cells that make platelets. Well, so we put this guy on, he was a big guy, 240 pounds, and we put him on a year ago. Now, he only had a month to live, right? This is a year ago now. And he was given the 90 essential nutrients, plus I like to give him the things like, anything that's going to stimulate his bone marrow stem cells, and also osteoporosis. We're going to give him the healthy bone and joint pack and that kind of stuff. Well, to make a long story short, a year later now, instead of being infirm, disabled, crippled, and to be put in a hospice with less than a month to live, today he's out on his tractor planting 150 acres of hay. Okay, I called his wife and talked to her today, and she is so happy, and he's just doing great. Now, if he would have taken all this chemotherapy, we actually looked up the chemotherapy drug they wanted to use for multiple myeloma, bone marrow cancer, and online that we could get, we're not even in a hospital or anything, just online, Googling it, it said for multiple myeloma, bone marrow cancer, there was no survival benefit for taking this particular chemotherapy. Well, I asked this fellow's wife, how many people were in the waiting room we were in? She said, well, I don't know. I said, well, there weren't anybody else. We were the only ones in there. How many cars were in the parking lot of this cancer center? Well, I don't remember. Well, there were none. We were the only car in there. And so they diagnosed this fellow with bone marrow cancer, I believe, because this little cancer clinic was starving to death, and they were going to extract as much money from him as they could. Okay? And so I just, you got to get 5 opinions like you would be putting a new roof on your house. Don't just do whatever your doctor says. Better yet, get the book Epigenetics, the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Be Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to do your own lab work for about $4.50. Then call me, and we'll walk you through this. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Virtually every sector of the economy has slowed to a snail's pace. Huge publicly traded companies are laying off thousands of employees. Believe it or not, even the government is letting people go. However, one business industry is thriving, and that's healthcare. Pharmaceutical and health insurance companies are posting record profits in a near-depression economy. Americans are sicker than ever, and those companies are profiting like never before. You, too, can get involved in healthcare for just a one-time $10 sign-up fee. Longevity is building an army of associates dedicated to saving America. Dr. Joel Wallach has educated thousands of people on the concept of do-it-yourself healthcare. With a little education, much of what is done in a doctor's office can be done simply and safely at home. Join Longevity and help save America. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Good liver health is vital to your overall health. Did you know the liver is the largest gland in the body? Generating digestive enzymes, converting fat into fuel, controlling metabolism, regulating cholesterol in the blood, and neutralizing toxins and waste products. Decreased liver function can lead to debilitating diseases. Hepal, a proprietary blend exclusive to Prohoba International, can help support healthy liver function. Hepal is a blend of natural organic pollen extracts, including essential enzymes, botanical glutathione, which is considered to be one of the most powerful antioxidants for detoxifying free radicals and exogenous compounds, superoxide dismutase, and aloe vera, formulated to cleanse and support healthy liver function. If you'd like to have healthy liver function, call your local Longevity distributor today, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, this story comes from the Daily Mail, and this illustrates, in my opinion, how screwed up the whole medical industry is in this country. Headline reads, why does a tonsillectomy cost $3,500 in Washington and $14,000 in San Francisco? Baffling difference between prices for common surgeries across America's cities. They say you go to buy something like a lunch or shirt or a plane ticket, you usually find the price of the item or menu and tag online or listing, and they say it's not that easy when you come to healthcare. They say a simple tonsillectomy can cost as little as $4,000 or as much as $14,000. This is new data compiled by Gawker. And they say they got data from HealthSpark, and they say this is a website charted 8 common procedures and compared how much they cost in Washington, D.C., New York City, Miami, Houston, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. And if you get your tonsillectomy done in Washington, D.C., it's $3,542. If you get it done in San Francisco, it's $14,253. I guess you're paying for all that nice sea air there. And they say new data shows that the difference between common healthcare procedures in 6 cities across the U.S. Cost the tonsillectomy varies as much as $10,000. If you get an outpatient appendectomy, if you get it done in D.C., it's only about just under a little over $9,000, $9,176. And if you get it done in San Francisco, $15,658. If If you get carpal tunnel procedure done in Houston, it costs $20,000. Other cities, it's $5,000 to $8,000. They say herniated disc compression surgery costs them. Some of these are ones you don't even need surgery for, which is kind of
exactly.
They have $15,000 in Washington D.C. and more than 3.5 times as much in Houston and Los Angeles at $48,000.
Wow.
I guess these other facilities, maybe they don't get infections at these hospitals where it costs so much.
I don't think so. I think it's all the same. And of course, a lot of it comes down to when the doctor needs money. Okay. Suddenly, if you have irritable bowel syndrome, they're going to diagnose it as cancer on a colonoscopic exam. For treating irritable bowel syndrome, it might cost $5,000. For colon cancer, you're looking at $60,000, $70,000 for the surgery. And so maybe more if it's really complicated, right? And so they're going to diagnose it based on their benefit. Now, this is a big thing because this came out September 7th, 2012. It was on the front page of every newspaper in America, and I think I'm the only one that paid attention to it. What they said was that your doctor and his colleagues bill you and your insurance company fraudulently 30 cents out of every dollar he bills you. This is for things he did to you didn't need, or things he didn't even do to you. He still bills you an extra 30 cents on every dollar. And this amounts to $750 billion a year. That's $750 billion. That's 1/3 of the American health budget is fraudulently billed to private insurance companies and to Medicare and Medicaid because the doctor needs the money, and he can do it because the medical system is a protected monopoly, self-policing with no oversight by anybody. When they bill you stuff, there's nobody that comes in once every 3 months or 6 months and checks and see if it was righteous billing or righteous procedure. There's nobody checking. Okay? That's a yearly figure. $750 billion fraudulent billing just so the doctor can get his kids into Harvard without having to get a student loan and have to pay it back. Okay, you get in the picture there. Well, thank you for bringing it up, Doug. And stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or 2 with a couple of vitamins. Youngevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Youngevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Youngevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, a formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Youngevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at BidBit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at BidBit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. BidBit.co.
Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to New York, and Winston, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Winston, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wally.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I will be 60 in August, but I
Okay.
noticed I have a terrible memory problem. I can't seem to remember anything.
Okay.
I put down something, I just forget to take it up. I am told to do something, I forget to do it.
Okay, now let me ask you a couple of questions here, Winston.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any history of things like asthma or bronchitis or skin problems, eczema, dermatitis?
No.
Okay. Do you have any high blood pressure?
Not that bad.
Okay, a little bit. Okay. Do you have any history?
About 83, thereabout.
Yeah. Do you have any history of taking cholesterol-lowering drugs, statin drugs?
No. The
Okay.
only thing I can remember is that when I was small, I got a lot of itching in my head with a stone. I don't know if that could cause it.
Itching on your head?
Itching.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody hit me in my head with a stone several times,
Oh.
maybe over about 10 or 20 times.
Okay. How much do you weigh, Winston?
185.
Okay.
195.
Okay. Now, Shar on the phone here?
I'm here.
Okay, good girl. Now, here's Winston. You heard his story. He's got some memory problems. You know, there's five different dementias, memory problems. 185 pounds. What would you do for this guy for memory?
I would get him on 2 healthy brain and heart packs,
Okay.
and then I would add the de-stress to that,
Okay.
and I would add the Ultimate Daily.
Okay. Very good. And there's one other thing I would add.
HGH.
You could. HGH would be very good. Dilate arteries. Very good. What would you do to make him smarter and have better memory?
Well,
Smart.
Smart FX.
Very good. Okay. Very good. Okay, so Winston, you need to have somebody write this down or record this. What we would recommend, as Shar said, would take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 3 capsules of de-stress twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. Ultimate Daily tablets, I'd go ahead and take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. And then the Smart FX, I'd have you take 3 of those twice a day. And that's specifically to give the brain raw materials to make neurotransmitters for cognition, which is problem solving, and memory. Give us a call every 2 weeks and let us know how things are going. There are 5 different dementias or memory losses. And, I want you to eat 10 to 12 eggs a day, scrambled in butter or soft-boiled, soft-poached. We'll be back after these messages.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN. You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The freeze-dry guy, leader in the preparedness industry for 44 years, is closing his California warehouse. Don't miss out on this huge warehouse sale and receive discounts from 30 to 40% off on the finest Mountain House and Packaway brand freeze-dried and dehydrated foods for long-term food storage or even everyday use. Plus deep discounts on all in-stock survival gear. The Freeze-Dry Guy is offering a wide selection of freeze-dried foods in number 10 cans and even individually packaged entrees. Remember, meats, vegetables, fruits, and long-range patrol rations are the main components for any long-term food storage. This is limited to stock on hand, so hurry and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, as always, free shipping to the lower 48 states. So hurry up and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, this is limited to stock on hand. The Freeze-Dry Guy is your choice for survival food in an uncertain world.
Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Catherine, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Catherine, how can I help you?
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Good afternoon. I was actually calling because my daughter, she's 8 now. She was diagnosed with dense deposit disease back in 2011, just before her 6th birthday. So I've always thought that it was a deficiency she had. The main things that she has characteristics of is that she has a low C3 complement level, and she has protein in her urine. So the C3 is between 13 and 15, and the urine, the protein in her urine goes from 1.2 to 1.7.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what about her urine volume? Is her urine volume, would you class as normal?
Urine what, I'm sorry?
Volume. How much urine? Is she peeing a teaspoon, a pint, or a quart?
Oh, I'm not sure. In volume, it's just normal. As far as her kidney function is fine as of right now, but the prognosis for her is...
When you say it's fine, wait a minute. Do you know her creatinine levels?
Oh, you know what? They always take her creatine levels, and I don't have that number with me. It's in her lab work because she's even had
wait a minute. Yes. You say her kidney function is normal, and that's how they usually base it. So her creatinine levels are normal?
They're a little elevated, but not so much. She says her nephrologist says that her kidney function is perfect right now, and it's been for 2 years. But they have her on these awful meds that I myself have lowered.
Okay, what is
her
the purpose?
Dose
Wait a minute. What are the purpose of the meds?
The purpose of the meds is to make sure that her C3 level doesn't go any lower, to decrease the protein in her urine. And they really said that the medication she takes has not done anything in the 2 years she's taken it. So they don't even know what they've been doing.
Sure. So, okay, let me ask you 2 questions. Does she have any history of asthma or bronchitis?
No.
Does she have any history of skin problems, eczema, dermatitis?
No, I know she has sensitive skin. And she has, she'll get, she has a little patchiness on her face.
Okay. What about in the back of her arms? What about the back of her arms and her thighs? Any rough skin there?
I think so. Just like small patches.
Okay. Anything going on with her bowel? She ever complain about constipation or diarrhea?
She does. She's had constipation, and we always attribute it to her medication.
Okay.
And another thing that we've noticed since she started taking the medication is that her nails on her toes, a few on her toes, and her hands have gotten some type of nail fungus that they said is not going away.
Okay. How much does she weigh?
She weighs about 85 pounds.
Okay. Okay, Shar, what would you do here for somebody who's got a history since she's 6 years old, 4, 5, 6 years old, kidney disease. But her kidney her function is just slightly depressed. Okay, her creatinine is slightly elevated, her kidney function is slightly depressed, but she's leaking protein. What would you do for her?
I would get her.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to run. Wait a minute, Char. I apologize. We got to run to one of these message moments, and so we'll come back and hang on, Catherine. Char and I will give you a little program for your daughter and yourself, I believe. We'll be back after these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. Again, that number is 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we will see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember the phone number. Again, it's 313-444-3463. Again, that number is 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Okay, let's see here. Doug, we're going right back to California, and Catherine. Okay, Char, her daughter, 8 years old, is 85 pounds, has chronic kidney disease since she's 4, 5, or 6, and her kidney function is approximately normal according to the urologist, but she is leaking some protein and maybe has some protein deposits in her kidney for the C3 stuff. Okay, so what would you do for her?
First of all, from the description, I would get her on a gluten-free diet right away, because she's definitely got a gluten intolerance. Yep. And then I would get her on a Healthy Start Pack 2.0, and she needs the Ultimate Daily for the kidney problem.
Okay, very good. And so, yeah, I'd give her, as you say, one Healthy Start Pack, the basic program. That'll be a tablespoon of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses a day. It'd be 1 at breakfast and 2 at dinner time, because they wouldn't have her taking pills at school. And then I'd have her take 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. As Char said, I'd have her take 2 of those Ultimate Daily tablets at breakfast, 2 after school, with a glass of water, or maybe even something to eat, and then certainly 2 at dinner time for a total of 6 a day. It'd be 1 bottle a month, the Ultimate Dailies, and they're designed to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries, to support and promote healthy blood pressure. And let's start there. And as Char said, gluten-free diet, no fried foods, no processed meats and oils, everybody in the household. And if your daughter has any brothers and sisters, they need to be on a gluten-free diet too and get on the 90. And yourself, Catherine, you need to get on the 90 appropriate for your body weight, the Healthy Start Pack, and you need to be gluten-free too. Everybody in the household, including the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, mother-in-law, grandma, everybody in the household has got to be gluten-free. Okay, Doug, let's go to another caller.
All right, let's head to Florida. And Ed, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Ed, you're on the air.
Yeah, it's a check back on my blood pressure. Today it was 191.
Okay, have to speak up a little bit, Ed. We can't hear you.
Okay. My blood pressure today was 191 over 121.
Okay.
I'm gluten-free, but my wife has 3 cats. I'm taking all the stuff.
Okay, how many of the Ultimate Daily tablets are you taking a day?
12.
Okay, and how much do you weigh, sir?
150.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like an absorption problem to me. If you're taking, how long have you been taking the products?
I'm on my 7th month.
Okay, yeah, if your blood pressure hasn't gotten below 191 over 121, yeah, you definitely have an absorption problem. Everybody in the household, including the cat and the dog and your wife and mother-in-law, everybody's got to be gluten-free. What kind of work do you do, Ed?
I'm retired now. I'm on Social Security. Now, I'm gluten-free except for those 3 cats. Their food is not. I do eat a couple times a week. I make my own salsa, and I have some gluten-free tortilla chips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, even the cat, everybody, including the cat's got to be gluten-free. So they've got to change the cat food because of cross-contamination on the couch, that kind of stuff. And if you're taking 12 Ultimate Daily tablets, I would like to see something better happen here. Now, do you have any skin problems, any eczema or dermatitis?
No, I have one little spot on my little flap that covers your ear.
Okay, on the back of your ear, on the edge of your ear?
Going down the ear canal or whatever.
Mm-hmm, okay.
That little
okay, did you have asthma as a kid?
No.
Okay, good. Did you have your appendix out?
No.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Do any of them have any health problems?
Most of them have high blood pressure.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's not a genetic thing. And so, Shar?
Yes.
Tell us how gluten affects you.
I have I call it my scarlet mark on my forehead. I have a red spot on my forehead from my eyebrow, my left eyebrow to my hairline. And it gets bright red, and it gets burry, hairy skin on it when I have gluten.
Okay, so, I mean, this doesn't cover your whole body. It's just one little place between your eyebrow and your hairline. It's about the size of, what, half a dollar?
$1.
The size of a silver dollar, okay. And, yeah, I've seen it. It gets red, and she doesn't have any skin problems anywhere else, just in this one place. And so if you have some eczema or dry skin on the back of your ear or on the edge of your ear, I've seen this before, where people get what's called atopic eczema, where it's just one spot, be the size of a dime. That's the giveaway that you do have a gluten intolerance. And it means you're getting gluten somewhere. If you still have that problem on your ear, you're still getting gluten somewhere. Your favorite restaurant, whatever your wife is doing during the day, she may be going to one of these bakeries and having baked goods or whatever, and then she comes home and she puts her clothing in the laundry, in which you put your clothes in the same washer and dryer. And it seems to be a absorption problem here, which would be a gluten thing, and your ear would be a good sort of barometer. If your ear clears up, you know you're gluten-free. And you're going to have to be gluten-free for months before your absorption goes where it's supposed to. Have you ever, obviously you've tried some medication for your blood pressure, and did the medication do any good?
I took some today, and I have not taken it. My blood pressure since today at 12:30.
Yeah. I mean, before you started the products, you had high blood pressure. Did the doctor put you on some medication for blood pressure?
Yes.
And did it work?
It brings it down.
I'm sorry, say again?
It does bring it down.
Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, well, I would definitely get on a little bit of that blood pressure medication and bring it down, because 191 over 121 is too high. What else would you give this guy? What else would you give Ed here, Shar, to get his blood pressure down?
He said he's taking the Ultimate Daily. I don't know. I guess besides that, Immortalium maybe would help.
Okay, and what about something that tastes good like candy, and every pregnant woman loves it?
Yeah, the Triple Treat chocolate would help too.
Yeah, Triple Treat chocolate. There's flavanols in the Triple Treat chocolate. I'd go ahead and get yourself a box of 100 of those Triple Treat chocolates, and go ahead and take 6 of those a day, 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, and see if that doesn't help bring that blood pressure down also. But in the meantime, it wouldn't hurt to take some of that prescription medication for blood pressure and help bring it down. But yeah, do order those chocolates, and get a box of 100. They're cheaper that way. You get them in boxes of 20. There's more packaging, and so it's cheaper to buy them by the box of 100. And then take 6 a day. 3 breakfast, 3 dinner, or 2 with each meal. And let's see if we can't get that blood pressure down. But get on your prescription medication, get that blood pressure down. Okay. Doug, we have time to start another one?
We're just about at break time.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this few seconds here and remind everybody about my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theories of Disease Transmission. Remember, every century there's thousands of failed medical theories, and one of the biggest failed theories of the medical system in the 20th and 21st century is that genetics causes everything. If you have a bad gene, you're going to get a disease, and only an engineered gene in a laboratory can reverse the problem. Well, get the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theories of Disease Transmission, and learn what you can do to prevent and reverse diseases with nutrition. It's that simple. Stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way after these messages.
Aromatherapy oils have been prized by ancient cultures for thousands of years. Youngevity's ancient legacy, true aromatherapy, is no exception. Essential oils are the fragrant life essence from plants that are gently removed through the process of steam distillation. Youngevity's ancient legacy essential oils are of the purest concentrations from the most respected and ethical distillers worldwide. Many ancient legacy oils come directly from families in the East which have been distilling essential oils for over 100 years. Keep Ancient Legacy's tea tree oil in your medicine chest for first aid. Tea tree oil is great for soothing the itching and stinging associated with insect bites, burns, scrapes, and other skin irritations. It's also effective as an antiseptic. To learn more about aromatherapy and essential oils, contact your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine-tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I got to tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local Youngevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strike. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freewaterproofmatch.com. Again, that's freewaterproofmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freewaterproofmatch.com today.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Michigan. And Sherry, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Sherry, you're on the air.
Hello.
How can we help you?
Wallach, I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I have 5 goats, and I believe that one of them has CL. And I've looked up everything trying to find some kind of cure naturally for my goats. And I noticed the other one is starting to get a lump behind her jaw. And this one had a lump.
Okay, well, you have to tell me what. Wait a minute. Tell me what CL is.
Where they get a big, like, pussy thing on their jawline. from what I've learned, I guess it passes. Goats can pass it on. I mean, deer can pass it on to goats. I can't remember the name, the clinical name for it.
Okay,
but it was,
is it an infection?
Yeah, it's like a bacteria. Well, it's like a pus. It gets like a big boil.
Abscess?
Huh?
Is it a big abscess?
Yeah, it's a really big abscess. It starts out kind of somewhat small, and it gets bigger, and it loses its hair in the middle, and then it bursts.
Okay.
But this one was so big, it like there was like 4 of them in her neck.
Sure.
It starts to go down their neck.
Okay.
It starts out behind their jaw,
Mm-hmm.
or on their jawline.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll have to look that up. But how much do these goats weigh? These adult goats, they weigh what, 150 pounds?
120. I have one's 120. They're alpine goats, and then I have 2. They're about 79, 80 pounds, and then I have a little guy. He's about 45.
Okay, is he a yearling?
Yeah, he is. But
So he's not a miniature goat.
No, he's not supposed to be, but he's small.
Okay.
But I got him from another person.
Okay.
And
so
he never really grew much.
Sure. Okay, well, what I would do is this. I'm assuming you're feeding him some kind of grain or pellets?
Yes. I was using Do More, but then we started using the stuff here at the feed mill.
Okay.
Doc, just for your information, it is Cassius lymphadentus.
Okay, that's the bug?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, yeah, if you have an infection like that, what I wowould do is use some of our colloidal silver and Killer Biotic. I'd go ahead and give them the colloidal silver. I would actually dose them in their mouth with the colloidal silver, but just a dropper full, so it's not enough to get down and kill all the bugs in their stomach, because they require a lot of bugs in their stomach to work. So I just put a dropper full in their mouth, and they'll absorb that through their mouth, and I would actually lance that. Get one person to hold them around the neck, and the other person, somebody's going to have to use our Pure Work spray on it to sort of disinfect the skin, and then lance it, open it up, and don't wait for it to drain on its own. Go ahead and get it drained before it gets really big like that. And then I would also get a bag of the Bloomin' Minerals, which is our raw materials. We get our minerals for our human products and our animal products. And I would just give them free choice of those granules. It looks like coffee grounds. And for every cup of feed you give to those goats, put a cup of these minerals in the same box or bunker for them, okay? So then they will eat this, and this is going to get their immune system up. I would go ahead and disinfect the rails of the stalls and any place they're in. You're going to have to disinfect everything, because if they all have it, that means that they're all chewing on something where they're getting it, or something that they're eating is contaminated. And so I would go ahead and get some good barn disinfectant and disinfect the place, and then call us back and let us know how it goes. But you're going to have to do a little bit of work on this, because they all have it. Okay, well, thank you so much, Char. Really great job, but we had some great testimonies and questions today. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.